So I'm gonna go through my build real quick and explain it to anyone who wants to know. Because basically, most people are running a ranged build with the rogue. That's kind of what I'm gonna call the beta meta. And I just think it's because someone put it up, found it was good, and everyone was like, oh, okay, well, this person put it up, so that's got to be the best thing. I tinkered with what the so-called meta is, and it's good because it keeps enemies away and you stand back, but it's really not, it doesn't maximize your damage the best. So this build I did, I don't think I've seen anyone honestly running the throwing knives. And they're totally underrated. Sounds like shit when you read the tooltip. They work really fucking good. So it's called Puncture, and then you make sure you level it up to enhanced. And then I chose the node fundamental puncture. So basically, if you hit one target with 2 knives, they become vulnerable. That's my basic skill. In my core skill, I went 5 points into flurry, and I used improved flurry for mobs. That way, when my throwing knives make something vulnerable and I do flurry, everything that gets hit by my flurry now becomes vulnerable. Over to agility skills, I like to run Shadow Step. Everyone says to use dash. I like Shadow Step. Shadow Step has, when you put into Discipline Shadow Step, each time you target somebody with it, you shed 3 seconds off the cooldown, so you essentially have it every 6 seconds, right? Now, the thing that makes, in my opinion, Shadow Step better than Dash is it's unstoppable. What that means is if you become frozen or rooted or jailed, anything that stuns you or puts you, like, holds you in place, any type of crowd control, you can pop Shadow Step onto a target and you teleport out and you become free again. Dash doesn't do that. So it's like a get out of jail free card. It's very good. Then I use Poison Trap, because it does a lot of damage over 9 seconds. There's probably better choices. I don't like the Dark Shroud, even though you get a little bit of damage reduction. I don't think it's great. I use Poison Trap, Enhanced Trap. Now, what that does against trash mobs is it basically, when the trap triggers, anything that's in the radius of the trap gets knocked down, so it's a 1.5 second stun to everything. And then I go Counter Poison Trap. So basically, every time I use the trap triggers, I have a 20% chance of cooling down and refreshing my Shadow Imbuement, or any imbuement you choose. I choose Shadow Imbuement in my imbuement skills because basically it works like a corpse explosion of shadow damage. It's really, really good. And also, when you apply the shadow to something, you have a 25% increase critical strike against them if they're injured. So low health, you're gonna be more likely to execute them. And then I choose Mixed Shadow Imbuement. I like Mixed Shadow Imbuement over the vulnerable because they take 12% more damage from non-physical sources, so it stacks with my poison. And then the ultimate skill, I use Shadow Clone just because Shadow Clone mimics you. So you can spam abilities and it feels like you probably do more. But for trash mobs, I actually really like Death Trap. So if they have Greater Rift style shit at some point and you're clearing a lot of trash, I'm probably gonna go Death Trap because when you put 3 points into it, each enemy killed by Death Trap reduces its cooldown. So you can use it as a finisher on large packs of marbs and get a lot of cooldown back. But that's just a theory of mine. I don't know. I used it against some trash. I really like it. But honestly, Shadow Clone's probably just a little bit better for that big burst, once per minute burst, as long as you survive. That's the build. That's how I built it. Now, let's run and find some enemies so I can show you how this works. We start out by imbuing our weapons, right? Throw 3 blades. I mean, look at the damage. You throw 3 blades, because when you throw 3 blades, you get a buff, and you make them vulnerable. And then you pop Flurry. Let's see. Against those mobs, I didn't even need to use my... let's see. I mean, look at this. It's just nasty. Now look, do the trap. I mean, that poison trap is also really, really good. Underutilized. I like it. Also, the thing about this is, you see how fast I build up my combo points?
I'm not ready.
I mean, it's...
I'm not ready yet.
I put a poison trap there. I mean, look at the poison. I'm not even attacking. Look at that poison damage. Look at that. I'm telling you, underrated. It is a really good build. And I don't even have really great, like, right now I just have this is level 25, and I don't have any really good legendaries. I literally only have one good legendary right now, and that legendary is this sword that makes Flurry do a 360 circle. That's the best. I'm sure there's gonna be items, if I can find any, that would actually, like, make this build better. I just don't have them yet.